Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, Jimmy Williams again, back with another live informative video here on TikTok. More than likely, I'll upload this on my other channels as well, my Facebook and my YouTube, etc., because, you know, when I post something like this, I want everyone on my platforms to hear it and see it. But I want to say, I've been gone for a few days. As you know, the Super Bowl was yesterday, so I watched that. But I've been so swamped with some other things here in Atlanta, Georgia, and and I have some other businesses my wife and I are venturing off into, and we've been so swamped, so I haven't been able to be here. So I'm back. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate your support. And I'm giving a big ups to TikTok because, guys, since I've been online since 2018, when I started my first real estate group on Facebook and I started my first YouTube channel, I've never gotten the traction in that long period of time, nowhere near as much as I'm getting it here on TikTok. I've only been doing this for probably, 3 weeks now, 4 weeks now. You guys have allowed me to go viral, and I'm really getting out there. And thank you. I want to say that before I talk about this important topic today. Because of you, it's taken off. My YouTube channels and my other channels are starting to take off because I post those videos, backlink back and forth with TikTok, and it's starting to go viral. All right. I've had like 5,000 people watching me at one time, and I've never had that kind of traffic. So thanks to all of you. Let me just say hello to everybody, and then we're going to get into the topic of discussion, okay? Or the topic, okay? I just want to say hello to Rob K. Hey, sir, you've been following me for a long time. How you doing? Well, since I've been on here, the little time I have. Coffee Jelly, hello. Marion Guyman, hello. Let's see. Tim Hope, hi. Some of the names I can't pronounce, but because I don't want to say your name wrong. Charles Williams, how you doing, sir? Andy, hello. Nurse Ty, how you doing? Sunflower Rose, Classy Kai, how you doing? Who else here? Randy Things, how you doing, sir? Linda, hello. Daryl Clark, Joanne, Bobby, how y'all doing? I can't keep up with everybody, but I'm just saying hello to everyone, okay? Again, I really appreciate you tuning in. All right, as you can see, I'm dressed down today. It's Monday, and I'm just kind of exhausted, trying to get back on track again. I'm not going to come here today talking about stocks, bonds, and all that other stuff. Real estate, and other types of business opportunities that I want you guys to be a part of. Finance, all that stuff's out the window today. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about something that's more important. I think you need to hear today. How you doing, Precious? How you doing, Daryl and Pamela, Alfonso? Hi, guys. Okay, so if you look at the topic of this of what I'm going to discuss today or talk about, it's more of a testimony today. I'm talking about overcoming Covid-19. Okay, this is a very emotional topic for me because I almost lost my life with COVID back in 2021. All right, and the reason I'm sharing this story is because I think some of you need to hear it. Some of you probably had COVID. Some of you probably had someone in your family that had COVID, someone you knew might have passed. Almost everyone in America, to be honest with you, can say they know someone in their family had it, or a friend might have had it, or they had it, or they knew someone who died from it. That's how bad it was. It killed about 1 million people and counting, right? So in 2021, I almost died. Okay? Thank you for the likes. How you guys doing? Vaughn and Alicia, Gigi, hello. I almost passed away. And the reason I'm sharing the story is for two reasons. Number one, to let you know that when the Most High has a plan, nothing can kill you. And number two, I want to give honor where it's due. My lovely wife, the Most High used her. She was the main reason that I'm still alive today. Okay? Having a good woman in your life, or if you're a man, if you have a good woman in your life, or if you're a man having a good woman in your life, or a spouse, a partner to be there for you, that's critical. And because of her, I'm still here. You can still see my face because of her, right? So I got to go back now and talk about what happened. So in 2020, late 2020, we were renting a house, and then we finally moved into a house, leased to own a nice big property in December of 2020, going into 2021. And, this is in the Atlanta area. Okay, so you guys have some context of where I was and where I am. How's it going, Miss Ackerman Adams? Hello. Brad, hello. Dila, hello. Bertha's World, how you doing? Latrina White, Hello? So we just moved from an area in Covington. If you guys in the Atlanta area, you know these areas I'm talking about. I lived in Covington, and then we moved to Conyers, okay, for Highway 138. If you guys are familiar with Conyers, you probably know where that's at. Nice house, and it was on a hill, okay, with trees, beautiful, 4 acres of land. We bought that property for like 280. Okay, well, we leased to own it for 280. So basically, we were gonna lease and then buy it a couple years later, and that didn't happen. Something else happened with that. But the point I'm trying to make is we had this nice, beautiful property, quiet, awesome. I mean, it was like, in a lot of ways, it was like a dream home for us because we had never had anything like that. However, in the transition of moving over from Covington to the new property on the hill, I was starting to feel sick in my body. I didn't know what was going on with me. Now, at the time, you know, we were taking Ubers everywhere. And you know, you guys know 2020 was the height of the pandemic. Toward the end of it, it was really, really bad. Give you an example. In Atlanta, Georgia, every hospital was so full, it would take an entire 24 hours sometimes before somebody could see you. That's how bad it was. It was, I mean, people everywhere. People sick. It was bad. But I knew something was going on with my body when we moved into the new property because every day I was feeling so sick. I couldn't, my strength was leaving, you know. And I didn't think nothing of it. I thought, you know what? Well, I hardly ever get sick anyway. It's no big deal. I didn't even think about it. So, and I remember there'd be times I'd be sitting down talking to my wife. I'm watching TV or something, and I would just fade out. I would just go to sleep and fall into this heavy, deep sleep. But it almost felt like I was going to die in sleep because I felt like it was so hard for me to wake up. And I'm thinking, whatever it is, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't think it was COVID. I just didn't think so. But I noticed every single day I got weaker. I started vomiting a lot. I didn't know. You know, I couldn't keep any food down. That was the first sign that I know something's really, really wrong. But when I was hearing about the symptoms of COVID, I was thinking, okay, well, most people saying that they feel dehydrated or they don't have any taste. You know, sometimes you lose your taste, right? And I still had my taste. I wasn't dehydrated. I just felt weak all the time. And some people say that they get a bad headache. I didn't have a headache. So I thought, whatever it is, I'm going to get over it. It's some little bug, you know. We're 5 days into this thing. And guys, let me tell you, by this time, I was starting to lose weight. I probably lost like 9-10 pounds after the first 5 days. That's a lot of weight, right? Because I couldn't eat anything. I was trying to figure out, well, this must be the flu. This can't be COVID. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, it's anything but COVID, right? So, you know, I'd be sitting down trying to eat something. Next thing you know, I'm just vomiting everything back up. But after the 5th or 6th day, I would go at nighttime. My wife and I would be sitting there getting ready to go to bed together. I would tell her, honey, I can't, and I haven't eaten all day because I can't hold nothing down. Honey, I gotta go sleep and lay down right beside the toilet in the bathroom. That's where, for a couple of nights, guys, that's where I slept, right there by the toilet. Because I had nothing in my stomach, so my stomach was totally empty, but I had dry heaves. I'm telling you, you vomit and nothing's coming up but just spit. That's how bad it was. I couldn't eat all day, and it didn't dawn on me, you might have COVID, dummy. You know what I mean? But I went, again, part of me was like, I was in denial. I'm thinking, nah, it can't be COVID. You know, we're wearing our masks, but I didn't realize even if you wear your mask, you can still be exposed to COVID. I thought I was fine. And let me tell you, I must have picked it up from somewhere, but I didn't know. So 7 or 8 days into this thing, I'm having hot flashes. I'm spazzing out. My wife would be in the bed, and all this time, the wife was praying for me the whole time. I mean, I thought she was in the other room asleep, but she told me many nights she didn't go to sleep. She was just up praying for me. And I'm in there whenever I had the dry heaves, I'm heaving. And here she comes behind me, put her hand on my back. Honey, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Now I'm starting to think about death because, I couldn't eat. I'm having dry heaves. I'm feeling so sick. I'm feeling like there's something else going on in the body. And I felt like, if I fall asleep by this toilet, I might not wake up. That's how I knew it was getting real bad. And she would just sit there and pray with me. Sometimes she'd stay in the bathroom with me some nights, just right there on the floor with me. And I'm telling you, it's the power of a praying person. Hold on one second. One person said they have diverticulitis and did the same thing to me. I had to go to the emergency room. Cause of your stomach. Wow. Diverticulitis. Oh, that's a tough one. I know about that. That's real bad. But let me tell you guys something. I never felt closer to death than that night. That one night right before she told me we got to go to the hospital. All right. I'm by the toilet and I'm spazzing out. And when I say I was nothing was coming up. And I had this bad headache. And I felt like, man, if I go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up. That's how you know there's something really, really wrong, right? The wife said to me, Jimmy, you're not going to die. You're going to be all right. Now, how many know when people tell you that, it's awesome to hear that, but when you're sick and you're frail, sometimes you still don't believe it. They can tell you that all day long, right? The man, Mark Mason said, praise God, he healed me, and I had terminal cancer. Awesome. Hello, I had kidney failure, and I needed a new kidney. All of my info is in TikTok. Oh, you need a new kidney. Okay, all of his information is on his TikTok and IG. Okay, praying for you, brother, to get it. So, I'm laying there. And guys, I'm telling you, listen, this particular night, my wife went back in the bed and laid down in the bed. Mark, I'll look at what you said in a moment, okay? She lay down in the bed that night, right before we went to the hospital the next morning. I fell asleep on the ground, on the floor, right by the toilet, And let me tell you something. The death angel comes into place, comes in the room, in the bathroom with me. Some people say, what is a death angel? It's an angel of death. Okay, it will come and take you. When you're about to leave here, it will come and take you. All right? You will leave this house. You will leave. Listen, as much as we want to think that we're going to live forever, we're not going to live forever in this mortal body. It has to die one day. Right? And when you leave this planet, you're going to have to face your maker. Whatever your religion is, I'm not getting into all that. You're going to leave here. And that night, I felt like I was going to leave. The death angel came in and said, you know what? It's over for you. That's what I heard. It's over for you, Jimmy. You're leaving tonight. Guys, I didn't have no strength in my body, but I stood up straight. And I couldn't see the death angel. I couldn't see it, but I could hear the voice. I sat up straight. And I said, this is what I said. Father in heaven, you know my heart. You know I'm not ready to go. Immediately in my spirit, I said out loud, I'm not going nowhere. Death angel, you can't take me. It's not my time. I felt so weak when I said it, but after I said it, those voices left me. I mean, this thing wanted to take me. And I stood up just like I'm looking at you now. And it was dark in the bathroom. But I said, you can't have me. I'm not going nowhere. The Most High is not ready for me to die right now. And I don't want to die. And let me tell you guys, I didn't go back to sleep that night. I just stayed awake the entire night. The next morning, the wife said, Jimmy, put on your clothes. We're going to the doctor. And she said to me, I've been praying for you all night, even though I wasn't in the bathroom. But see, you had to speak up for yourself. And somebody said, hey, do you know about Jesus? I know about the real Jesus, sir. The real Jesus, the one that looks like me, the one that they don't talk about in the Christian church. His name is Yahushua HaMashiach. That's the one I prayed to. I asked him for his power and healing. Okay? So, yes, I know the real one, not the false one, the real one, yes. So I got up the next morning, could barely walk. My wife had to kind of carry me down, you know what I mean? And I'm saying to myself, man, you know what? This is something worse than COVID. I can't take any co-hosts right now, guys. I'm sorry. I said, this is something else. I get to the hospital. Guys, you talk about sick people. And, I'm 49. I'm a younger guy. But you have most of when I say younger guy, I'm almost 50. But I'm saying most of the people there were like in their 60s and older people. They had a line out the door, people in wheelchairs and beds. And I came in there and they said, you know what, Jimmy, your situation is not that important. There's so many other sick people in here. If you can still walk. And they didn't see me until 9 o'clock that night. I got there like 7 a.m. that morning. I'm coughing. Finally, they make me take this test. They did this, the thing to swivel up the nose to do that thing hurt. They stuck it up there. So they said, listen, go sit down. I'm going to call you back. They called me back in the room. They said, you know what? You don't just have COVID. You have the worst form, which is SARS-2. That's the worst form of COVID. And you have walking pneumonia. and you have the flu. So that was why I felt like I was going to die. All that was on my lungs. You can imagine what my lungs look like. They said your lungs are covered in mucus, and they said to me, you were, if you didn't come when you did, you probably would have died because your ability not to be able to keep food down. You had no proteins, you had nothing to sustain the body. So the only thing that really saved me is because when you don't eat, your body goes into fasting. So it starts pulling from those proteins and other things in your body, but you can only fast for so long. I couldn't even keep down water. You can live without food for a period of time, but you cannot live without water. I couldn't even drink water without it vomiting it back up. So they said, yeah, you have all three of these. And you know what? You were going to, it's a miracle you're still here. Yeah, amen. All praises to the Most High. I said to the woman, I said, yeah, how are we going to stop this vomiting? She said, I'm going to give you a little pill. This is an anti-vomiting pill. It'll keep, you'll be able to keep food down. She said, because without that, no matter what you do, you're going to continue to deteriorate. She said, we've never seen someone come in with the flu and SARS-2 and walking pneumonia at the same time. Guys, before I left, I didn't really look in the mirror very much because I didn't want to see how sick I was. But when I looked in the mirror when I was at the hospital, my eyes were so red. I mean, they were so red. It was bad, guys. I couldn't recognize the other part of my eye. It was so dark, And when I coughed, it felt like I was in a storm, or like a thunderous storm, and within the body, it was real bad. So the lungs were covered, and she said to me, "When you take this pill, you're gonna be able to eat, and you're gonna be fine. When you keep some food down, it's gonna take you about 2 months to recover." I didn't think it was true, guys. I lost like 25 pounds. I lost about 25 pounds in about 2 weeks, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "My gosh, I'm still here." I went home and took the pill. For the first time in like 2 weeks, I was able to eat something, and I was able to keep it down. And I was still nervous the next day. I ate again. I was able to gain my strength back, but it took about 3 weeks. But let me tell you, the lungs, that took about a month and a half for my lungs to really recover. And I knew then, this COVID thing is no joke. Now the reason I was so sick was because I've had a history of high blood pressure. High blood pressure being almost what you would say pre-diabetic. I'm not diabetic, but I'm just saying I had some of those symptoms, getting up at night, peeing a lot and all those things. Heart was fluttering. And I didn't realize what COVID does is it attacks the immune system. It attacks your lungs. And if you have other issues like asthma and all those are the things that really kill you. COVID's not what really kills you. It's the other things that's going on with the body. And I didn't know that. And after I overcame that and the Most High healed my body, now I got to go back to one thing. Through the prayers of my wife, I prayed for myself. I can't, Mr. Allen, I can't invite you right now, sir, because I got to go. I apologize, okay? So I didn't realize it was the power of my wife praying for me. I prayed for myself too. But how many times you guys, something happens where you don't feel like you can pray for yourself or you can't do for yourself? That's how bad it was. That day I went to the hospital, I told my wife, I've never felt like there was nothing I could do about my health. I felt so hopeless. But she was strong enough. She said, husband, man, I got you. You ain't gonna die. I've been praying for you. Mr. Allen, I can't let you on, sir. Sorry. All right? Because I got to get off. I got to get on another call. Maybe next time. But what I'm saying, guys, in closing, is number one, nothing's going to take you out of here before he says so. And if you can't pray for yourself, if you can't even do for yourself, there will always be someone, a ram in the bush, that will do it for you. Some of you can't pray for yourself when it gets so bad, right? And to add insult to injury, this was a rough time for me because it was just me and her, and I felt like we were just in this thing together, and I couldn't even tell my best friends that I was sick because I don't know how they're going to pray for me. I mean, I love them, but when you're sick and you're going through something, you need people of faith to pray for you, right? My wife was the only one that was there. The doctors just told me, hey, this is what it is. But those nights I almost died. The queen, the wife, that great woman she is. Her name is Arlene. You guys pray for her. An amazing woman. Kept lifting me up before the Most High. And that's what kept me when I couldn't even keep myself. When that death angel came in the room, it took everything in me to stand up and tell him no, because he wanted to take me. He wanted to take me that night. It was about maybe early in the morning, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. Very dark night. I mean, the darkest thing I've ever been through in my life. I had some other dark things that happened, but when you feel like you're going to die, you can't do anything about it. That's a very dark place. But the Queen Arlene, prayed me through and stuck with me and loved on me until I gained my health back. But yeah, that's a true story, guy. I wanted to share that with you from my heart and let you know that there is always a ram in the bush. And if your destiny is to live and fulfill that, you know what your destiny is, and you know it in your heart, in your spirit, in your mind, nothing can take you out of here. Okay? Except yourself, if you keep doubting and saying bad things over yourself, because you do have power. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. But what I'm saying is, most people's not going to self-sabotage when you know that you know that you're at the end of your life. It's almost over for you. You're going to do everything you can to stay alive because you know you ain't ready. You're not ready to see your maker just yet. I wasn't ready to see that man. I'm not ready to see him yet. I have so much I have to do, but I was so weak I couldn't even pray for myself at certain times. And the wife came through. If you're with somebody that pulls you down and nags on you and it will not have your back, you're with the wrong person. Some of you are single and you may have friends that are not for you. You may have to let those friends go. Because I'm going to tell you, COVID took out a lot of us. And I think some of those folks who died, they could have still been here if they had good company they were around, people that prayed them through. Because when that sickness comes and hits your body, some people keep saying, I'm not spiritual, I don't believe in all that. You will believe it. When you're on your deathbed, you will believe. Trust me. When the death angel comes and knocks on the door, you will believe then. Okay? That's all I got to tell you. But big ups to my wife. I love her. Her name is Arlene Williams, man. She's a powerhouse. My best friend. She got me through it. I love you guys, okay? And do me a favor, share it. Put some comment in the chats and let's keep this thing going. I love you all. I'm praying for you. If you know someone who's going through a sickness or disease, something going on, lift them up in prayer before the Most High, okay? Stand in the gap for them because they need you more than ever. I sure did. I needed my wife, and I made it through. And I'm here to tell you the story about it. Peace and blessings, okay? As I always say, I'll see you guys at the top on the next video. Bye-bye.